Biggest Little Leagues cheating scandal ever. Personally, I don't know much about baseball. I don't know what Abs knows about baseball. And apparently, these are younger people playing baseball, and it's televised on ESPN, which I honestly find unbelievable. But yeah, we're going to get into it because we want to learn about different sports. We don't just want to look at American football and boxing and the normal stuff. But yeah, Abs, you got anything to say?
No, I'm just fascinated in it to learn about this scandal. Make sure to smash this like button, guys. Subscribe. We're closing in on 3K. We really appreciate every single one of you guys that have stuck with us. Believed in us. We really appreciate every single one. Go.
14, Jackie Robinson West became the first entirely black team to go to the Little League World Series and win the United States Championship. And unlike the stereotypical white picket fence suburban Little League team, this team was based in some of the most violent neighborhoods in Chicago. And not only did they become the most watched team in Little League history, they were the most loved team in Little League history and probably the most famous. This fame brought them parades, hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations, a trip to Disney World, a trip to the World Series, and even a trip to the White House. But less than a year after the championship, Little League announced that due to cheating violations, Jackie Robinson West would be entirely stripped of their title. What has followed has been years of accusations, death threats, several lawsuits against Little League, rival coaches, their own presidents, and even Stephen A. Smith. But what did Jackie Robinson West actually do to cheat? How did Little League find out? Why didn't Little League do anything about it sooner? Who was the man behind these cheating allegations? What were his motives? And why many people today still believe that the accusations and punishments against Jackie Robinson West were racially motivated.
Also, let's make it loud and clear, fam. Cheating is unacceptable, bro. It's unacceptable. So we need to make that loud and clear.
Yeah, man.
13 kids won our hearts last summer as they battled their way to the national championship of Little League Baseball. But today, their title was taken away.
Suspended from Little League activity. Good.
This is cheating.
It is. It's blatant cheating.
Investigate every team in the league if you're going to investigate these young children.
But I believe that. And I believe that race is in the midst of this thing.
Wow.
Every year in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, 16 of the world's best Little League teams meet for the most watched youth sporting event in the world. There are about 6,500 Little League teams on the planet. Each year, each Little League creates 1 to 3 all-star teams composed of their league's best players. These 10,000 plus teams compete in a tournament to see which Little League team is the best in the world. Statistically speaking, getting to the Little League World Series is one of the hardest achievements in sports. If you want to win the Little League World Series and you're from a state like Illinois, you must first win a district tournament, then a sectional tournament, then a state tournament, then a regional tournament, go to the Little League World Series, and then win that tournament. For most people, getting to the World Series is basically impossible, but for the kids from the 2014 Jackie Robinson West Little League, it was actually pretty easy. But even though their run to the Williamsport was basically pure domination, it surprisingly held Jackie Robinson West's biggest obstacle, because they stomped dozens of teams on the way to the World Series. But one of these teams had a coach that would eventually lead to their downfall, and at the time, they had absolutely no idea. Their path to Williamsport began at the Illinois District 4 tournament. This is a district made up of 6 leagues, all located in the city of Chicago. Jackie Robinson West Little League was located in the heart of the city that is known for being one of the most dangerous in the country. According to the ESTA, Jackie Robinson West Little League's boundaries included 3 of the 10 most dangerous neighborhoods in Chicago. 2014 District 4 tournament began that summer. Jackie Robinson West won that year, but if you look up the winner of the tournament online, it will tell you Rosemore Little League was the winner. Nobody knew it at the time, but this would be the last Illinois District 4 tournament ever played. But even without the controversy that led Little League to disband the district altogether, the tournament was kind of pointless, because throughout the district's 40-year history, Jackie Robinson West Little League won it 34 years. And for the kids of Jackie Robinson West, that domination did not stop at the district level. When they moved on to the sectional tournament, they easily won the tournament, outscoring their opponents 70-6 in only 3 games.
So for them to to stay off the streets, man, get into like baseball, and get this far, man. Huge credit to them. I don't know if it's like how this story ends up. Like, I don't know if they actually cheated or not. We're gonna find out, obviously. But it's still very inspirational, right? Like,
it's amazing that they've come from Chicago to go all the way to the top of baseball, and they're playing countries from Australia, China, you name it. It's world.
Yeah,
it's like a World Cup for kids. So this is the biggest thing for baseball kids that they could ever achieve. So it would have been a massive honor for them and an achievement. That's why it got to the world news, man. I mean, the USA news at least.
Yeah, actually, I like this idea as well of
sectional tournaments.
Yeah, I just love the idea because it's a great opportunity to keep some of these kids off the street, especially in places like Chirac I'm not going to say Chirac, sorry, my bad, Chicago and other places where gang problem is a big issue, man. So these type of tournaments, very, very useful.
Sectional tournament.
I'm gonna get cooked in the comments for saying Chirac. I'm just joking, guys. It's Chicago.
They easily won the tournament, outscoring their opponents 70-6 in only 3 games. Yes, that means they averaged 23 runs a game. They then traveled to the state tournament to face even tougher competition. This time, they outscored their opponents 53-3 in 3 games. They were now moving on to the regional tournament to face the state champions from across the Midwest. These games were nationally televised on ESPN, and the winner of this tournament would go on to the Little League World Series. Jackie Robinson West went 6-0, ending 3 of these games by mercy rule. They faced Indiana in the championship and beat them 12-7, winning the tournament with a run differential of 63-19. From the sectional tournament on, Jackie Robinson West went 12-0, winning 8 of them by mercy rule. So despite 8 of their games ending after only 4 innings, they outscored their opponents 186-28, including the state championship game, which ended 29-2, and a district tournament game, which ended 43-2. Yes, Jackie Robinson West scored 43 runs in a 4-inning game. The coach who lost this game would go on to say, quote unquote, the game was so lopsided, it was almost comical. And you should remember this coach, because he will go on to say a lot more about Jackie Robinson West and would eventually be the spark in what is likely the single biggest scandal in Little League history and cause Jackie Robinson West to disband as a Little League altogether. But at the time, Jackie Robinson West had other things going on. They were on their way to the Little League World Series, and this wasn't just any Little League World Series. This was the most watched Little League World Series of all time, and this is due to multiple stories that spread across the world. Most notably was Monet Davis. She was the first girl to ever pitch a shutout in the Little League World Series, could throw a 71-mile-per-hour fastball, and was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. She basically became a national phenomenon overnight, and her stardom only brought more attention to Jackie Robinson West. Jackie Robinson West stood out in many ways. They were the first all-black team to compete in the Little League World Series in decades. They were from an area widely known for street violence. They were funny, they had style, they were polite, they were sportsmanlike. They basically disproved every negative stereotype black kids from the inner city endure. And best of all, they probably were the best team in the tournament. So when they started winning, people started paying attention. The mayor of Chicago and basically everyone else in public office instantly adopted the team as the heroes of Chicago, and the whole city fell in love with them automatically. They were soon national celebrities as well. They were getting shoutouts from Spike Lee, Lil Wayne, Chance the Rapper. Carl Crawford even volunteered to pay the entire team's family's travel expenses. At a local Dick's Sporting Goods stores, there were lines outside of the store to buy a Jackie Robinson West t-shirt, and they ended up selling over 17,000 shirts. News broke that a player on the team's family became homeless, and supporters helped donate their family enough for a new home. In total, Jackie Robinson West ended up receiving over $300,000 in donations. A combination between Jackie Robinson West and Monet Davis made the 2014 tournament the most watched in Little League history, getting 90% more viewers than 2012. And when they beat Monet Davis's team,
like, are you even listening, bro, to what the guy is saying, bro?
I'm listening to everything. What's wrong with you?
Okay. Why are you on about a catch?
2012. And when they beat Monet Davis's team in the US semifinal, they instantly became the #1 story of the tournament. Up to that point, Jackie Robinson West had rolled through every team that came into their path except for one, a team from Las Vegas who mercy ruled them in their second game at Williamsport. Jackie Robinson West was set to rematch this team, but this time it was for the U.S. Championship, and there were 27,000 people in the crowd. In a very close game, Jackie Robinson West upset the #1 ranked team, winning the United States Little.
Yep.
One thing I really love that there's some girls on the team for batting and throwing. That's phenomenal, man. It's amazing for sports, man. Showing that women can do it as well, and they can do it at the highest level against the best in.
Yeah, I just realized that as well. Like, I saw a girl in the team. Like,
her story. If
so
you want
that's
to
normal.
watch that, if you want to watch about her story, that let me know. Her story is unbelievable. She was like one of the best players, and she was a female. So yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting that they allow girls to be part of the,
if you're good enough, you can play, man.
The game, yeah. I guess maybe like baseball is different. Something like American football.
It's not a contact sport, innit? So
yeah,
it's a bit different, innit? It's more technical.
In the crowd. In a very close game, Jackie Robinson West upset the #1 ranked team, winning the United States Little League Championship, and they instantly became America's team. Even though they eventually lost the Little League World Series final against South Korea, they were already national heroes, and the celebrations that followed the tournament may have made them more famous than the tournament itself.
Chance the Rapper. Hopefully we don't have copyrights. This music. Oh, Obama is from Chicago as well, I believe. Music is a bit too much.
Jackie Robinson West returned home to a celebration that seemed to never end. They had their own parade in Chicago in front of 10,000 plus people, were honored at a Cubs game and a White Sox game, were on the cover of a Frosted Flakes box, honored at the World Series, went to Disney World, were named the Chicagoans of the Year, and even met Barack Obama in the White House. And despite all this media attention, the kids still stayed humbled and kept their spotless reputations. They even did their own charity work by donating toys to local kids in need. But beneath all this positive attention, there was a looming threat waiting to take Jackie Robinson Little League down. In December, 4 months after the Little League World Series ended, Mark Conclave of DNAinfo.com published an article saying that a local Little League coach was accusing Jackie Robinson West of cheating their way to the Little League World Series. This coach was Chris Janes of Evergreen Little League, a nearby Little League located in a suburb right outside of Chicago. The same Little League team that was beaten by Jackie Robinson West in the sectional tournament 43-2. He claimed that Jackie Robinson West, like every other Little League team, was only supposed to field players who lived in a certain designated district. Instead, Jackie Robinson West recruited players from nearby Chicago suburbs to basically create a travel team disguised as a Little League team to easily defeat every other team. This report caused a stir in Chicago, but Little League publicly stated that Jackie Robinson West, just like every other team, was checked multiple times throughout the tournament to make sure that their players were eligible and that the case was closed. But Chris Janes did not stop there, because when Jackie Robinson West won the United States Championship, pretty much everyone in the state of Illinois congratulated them, and they did not know it at the time, but a lot of those congratulations were extremely suspicious. U.S. Representative Robin Kelly publicly congratulated 2 players on the team who she said lived in her district. A Sports Illustrated feature article briefly mentioned the school outside of Chicago that another player attended. A website dedicated to Lansing, Michigan publicly congratulated another player who they said lived in the area. A reverend at a church on the west side of Chicago publicly congratulated another player, calling him a lifelong West Sider. An elementary school teacher posted a congratulatory message to a player that she said she taught at a school in Buckwood, Illinois. The mayor of Linwood, Chicago told reporters that they planned on having their own celebration for a player who she said lived in Linwood, telling reporters, quote unquote, Chicago can't take all the credit. But only a few weeks later, Little League made a statement saying that the matter was still closed because before the 2014 season, Jackie Robinson West expanded their boundaries with approval of the surrounding leagues in their district, making their players eligible. However, this
is quite complicated.
To clear Jackie Robinson West of
what'd you say?
This is quite complicated, but I thought it would be a lot worse. But it's only just players that kind of lived a little bit out of the district.
Yeah.
So it's not. I thought it'd be like they're playing players that are above the age or something.
Yeah,
What did you think? What did you think the scandal was gonna be?
Because like according to the coach that that complained, apparently they were fielding players that are not eligible. Players
Yeah,
that were outside a certain area or so.
Yeah.
But
what did you think it was gonna be? Did you think it was gonna be? I thought it'd be way worse.
My first thought was like drugs, but like doping.
Oh no!
I was right on like maybe like using steroids. Maybe like steroids or like some type of like performance enhancing drugs. But it's. I mean, so far it doesn't seem that deep in it. It doesn't seem that deep to me. But
same.
Yeah.
And West expanded their boundaries with approval of the surrounding leagues in their district, making their players eligible. However,
this was approved. Like they expanded the area in which they can choose players from, which was approved. So I don't know what the issue is, because so far it seems like they're doing everything legitimately, but we're gonna find out,
This statement that was meant to clear Jackie Robinson West of any wrongdoing actually hurt them, because as soon as it was released, several other leagues in the district responded by saying that they never signed anything. And Little League said, well then, maybe the case isn't closed. About a month later, Little League came to Chicago to have a meeting with the surrounding leagues about the issue, a meeting that reportedly was extremely intense, because what was discovered during this meeting didn't necessarily make Jackie Robinson West or the district as a whole look very good. During this meeting, Little League International found out that the league presidents had agreed on a clear set of boundaries in 2013. New boundaries were submitted by Jackie Robinson West before the 2014 season, but they were not approved by several other leagues in the district. And following the 2014 Little League World Series, Jackie Robinson had attempted but failed to get other leagues in District 4 to approve new boundaries that they had already submitted to Little League without approval in 2014. According to DNAinfo.com, this was all possible because the district administrator Michael Kelly sent the new boundaries, which expanded Jackie Robinson West's boundaries well into neighboring Little Leagues without getting proper approval. Kelly had just been assigned the position and had very close ties to Jackie Robinson West. He had coached in the league for 25 years and served as the vice president of the league for 20 years prior to becoming in charge of the entire district. And when all of this news became public, Little League finally announced on February 11th that Jackie Robinson West would be entirely stripped of their title. They also banned Michael Kelly from serving as the head of District 4, suspended the coach of Jackie Robinson West, and banned Jackie Robinson West from Little League competition until league president Bill Haley stepped down from his position. For most, this serves as a tragic story of how adults cheated their way to a championship, and the kids of Jackie Robinson West, who had done nothing wrong, would have to pay the consequences. But many people in Jackie Robinson West Little League saw it a lot differently.
But they chose the most severe and, in my opinion, the most unacceptable, to go after the children.
The reaction was to come out in the snow and shovel the snow and clear the plates and get ready for next year. These are the champions.
Young little babies, they played by the rules.
Had 3 separate investigations. It was unfounded twice.
They need to hold them to the same litmus test, the same standard, investigate every team in the league if you're going to investigate these young children.
That's a good point.
That's facts, bro.
Do you think like race has anything to do with this? Like, do you feel like they've been scrutinized a bit too much compared to like other teams?
Yes, because they just don't believe a bunch of young, smart, well-educated, polite black boys can achieve something so high. So they felt like, let's just check. And then that's why some people had to investigate, because they're hating. The other coaches are hating on the young black boys doing more. So they wanted to nitpick and find something to discredit their unbelievable achievement. So yeah.
Yeah, this is the problem with being black. Some people, like I already said in the last video, some people think that we try to create division, but some of this stuff is reality, man. When you're a black person, you get scrutinized a lot, especially if you're successful, bro.
Hold them to the same litmus test, the same standard, investigate every team in the league if you're going to investigate these young children.
Facts. And I'm sure if they investigate every team, they'll probably disqualify a lot of them as well.
Facts.
I've got this feeling that they are not the ones that are, not the only team at least, that are breaking the rules.
Facts.
It's probably other teams as well, but
Jackie Robinson West had many questions they felt Little League still had to answer to. If Jackie Robinson West had submitted their boundaries to Little League before the summer, why did it take until after the World Series for them to discover it? And what new information did Little League obtain since saying the case was closed and stripping Jackie Robinson West? They also heavily questioned the motives and credibility of whistleblower Chris Janes. Why didn't he publicly call out Jackie Robinson West until the World Series if the two teams played in July? Apparent on Jackie Robinson.
I don't know, man, Mike. This coach, he seemed like a sore loser, bro.
More than a sore loser.
Right? Like, he's not trying to just accept defeat.
He's just a loser, bro.
Yeah, like, just accept defeat, man. It's okay. You got battered. It's okay. Move on. You know, life carries on, man.
Series if the two teams played in July. A parent on Jackie Robinson West also claimed that the Little League Janes coached for attempted to illegally recruit her son to play for their Little League. And more questions arose about his credibility when he was arrested for assault after going into his neighbor's house trying to fight her husband.
What goes around comes around.
Local news coverage in Chicago, and Janes told reporters that he accidentally entered the wrong house. During the Jackie Robinson West investigation, Janes says he received multiple death threats and feared for his life. He would even go on to sue Little League for publicly stating that the case was closed after he went public, saying that this made him a target. And this would not be the last lawsuit Janes would be involved with concerning Little League and Jackie Robinson West. Jackie Robinson West launched their own lawsuit against Little League to find out the answers they were looking for, and even set up their own public funding page seeking $100,000 to help pay for legal fees. They received 4 donations for a total of $90. And through court documents, they later did find out this information. According to Little League, Jackie Robinson West sent multiple doctored maps and made it seem like players were within boundaries throughout the tournament, but that only 5 out of 13 players on Jackie Robinson West were eligible. Jackie Robinson West soon dropped that lawsuit altogether, and 6 months later, the parents and coach of Jackie Robinson West filed a new lawsuit, and this one named 3 specific targets: Little League, Stephen A. Smith, and Bill Janes. The lawsuit says that Jackie Robinson West coach Gerald Butler...
I heard apparently he's a sellout.
He makes me laugh though, man.
Yeah, apparently he attacks black people a lot, you know. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's accurate.
I think he's a sellout, yeah. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of NBA players. I only know about NBA players.
Yeah.
And he's currently beefing LeBron James. So I just need to tell you.
He's just doing it to stay relevant. But you know, like, that's how some media people do. That's how they do things. To stay relevant, they will say some controversial stuff. They will go against the grain because that's what's going to gain attention. You know? And I've noticed as well, there's a new trend where there's a lot of black creators, bro, that are selling out, that are talking bad against their own black people, bro. I've seen a lot.
I could never go on public.
Never.
And
against my own people.
And sell out.
You know? Come on, man. It's
just talk positive out of people, man. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you can't pay me enough for me to talk.
Or at least encourage them to do better. Don't talk negative on their name, man.
Exactly. But people do anything for clout, for money, you know?
Robinson West filed a new lawsuit, and this one named 3 specific targets: Little League, Stephen A. Smith, and Bill Janes. The lawsuit says that Jackie Robinson West coach Gerald Butler submitted all appropriate documents to Little League, and that Little League ignored boundary issues for publicity, higher ratings, and money. The lawsuit also names Jackie Robinson West's own president, Bill Haley, saying that he withheld information from the team that they were being investigated, and that even during the investigation, Little League used Jackie Robinson West for public appearances by sending them to the White House and the World Series. The lawsuit also named Stephen A. Smith for comments he made about the team and coach. The lawsuit argues for defamation because he accused Jackie Robinson West of using fabricated boundaries. But Stephen A. Smith and ESPN were soon taken off the lawsuit by a judge who asserted these comments were protected by the First Amendment. The lawsuit lastly names Chris Janes for hiding the investigation from Jackie Robinson West's parents and waiting until after the Little League World Series to file a complaint. Chris Janes ended up filing a lawsuit against Little League himself, saying that he had originally filed a complaint to Little League in August, and by them publicly announcing that the case was closed, they caused death threats and emotional damage to the coach. And that's basically where we stand today. All sides of the conflict suing each other nearly 7 years after Jackie Robinson West won the U.S. Championship. We don't know how these lawsuits are going to end, but what we do know is in 2014, Jackie Robinson West were the United States champions, and the next year, they weren't. The kids on the team played well enough to go to the White House, and they never did anything wrong, but because
Yeah.
of the way coaches, parents, and league officials acted, they will probably have to endure being labeled as cheaters for years to come.
It's an absolute
Which is sad.
to center field, and you can see some excitement right there. Watch this.
Man, I feel for the kids, man.
Feel for the kids.
I feel for the kids. I mean, you know, they had nothing, you know, bad. They didn't do anything bad. Like they did what they had to do. Innit?
They just play the sport that they love.
Yeah, you know. But me and Mike, what's your takeaway, bro? Great vid, by the way. You know, great vid, Mike.
That's what politics, man. Life's it's politics sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of things are out of your control. All you got to do in life is do your best and show up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope some of them went on to have a career in baseball, or at least go some
went on to
college.
do great things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
man,
you know, some of them don't get drawn into like the gang
Yeah.
culture and stuff like that.
or cheating.
Yeah. Well, like, let me ask you this question before we wrap it up. Do you think if what's the name of the team again?
Jackson.
Wait, let me take it back.
Yeah, Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
You reckon if they're all white, do you think they would have been scrutinized the same way?
No, of course not.
Yeah, I think I think so too. You know, but yeah, great vid. You know, if you guys like these type of reactions, man, let us know in the comments. Make sure to smash this like button, subscribe. We're closing in on 3,000 subscribers, so make sure to, you know, help us get there as soon as possible, man. Really, really appreciate the support. That's it.